All right, guys. So welcome to the call. I'm so sorry for that inconvenience, but Amy and I are super excited to get this training started for every single one of you guys on the call tonight. I myself have prepared for this call for so long. I'm going to be going over an incredible mindset training for you guys because at the end of the day, no matter how hard you want to succeed, you have to have the mentality. If you want the six-figure income, you have to develop the six-figure mentality. So I've been putting together a beautiful training for you guys. As my sidekick over here, Amy, absolute boss babe. She just hit Icon 3000, and she is going over the proper way how to launch different tools and different little nuggets to be able to help you guys really excel in this business to your full potential. Now, next we actually have another speaker that's getting on that has literally mastered Hamilton and that has made over $500 just in the past 3 weeks of using Hamilton with his strategy that he's using. And then also Amy's also going to go over a quick little way that she's been able to help out her team not experience really far drawdown. So with that being said, I'm going to have Amy open up the call. This girl's an absolute beast. I've learned we met each other. Well, we've always been friends on Facebook for a while. We always want to do business together. And I flew out to Hawaii with her just to meet her, not even talk about business. And just from after talking for a solid 2 hours, we instantly got her in the business just from, sharing my vision. And now, she's all in. She's just hit Icon 3000 and her team is absolutely killing it. So with that being said, Amy, if you want to go ahead and take it away, babe.
Absolutely. Wow. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Can you please not just, sorry guys. So I'm a little bit nervous because I have never done a call this big before, ever. I've been in the industry for 5 years. And Sarah just edified me really well, but don't get it twisted. Like, this is by far the most amount of success I've ever experienced with anything. I've really been grinding away in a lot of different companies. And I can tell you all that with this vehicle that we have right now, as long as you plug into the system, you can literally experience such elevated results. Like, I know people who've never made more than, 2,000 to 3,000 a month, people like Sarah, who are hitting 6 figures in their first 2 months. And then people like myself who've never made more than, $1,000 or $2,000 a month. I already surpassed that in the last 30 days, but it's not because of me. Okay. Like, yes, I know some basic skills, but it's because this is such an incredible product. It's such an incredible company, and we have such an incredible system. And if you plug people in accordingly, there is no reason why you can't experience exactly the same results. Do what somebody does, say what they say, and you're going to get what they get every single time. So there's a few main things that Sarah wants me to cover on this training. The first one is my method for what to send to people, what to close people, how to bring people on board with this. The second thing that I'm going to cover is my exact closing method, my soft closing method that works literally 95, probably more % of the time. And then finally, I'm going to go over my new enroller launch. So for me to explain what I send to new people, I thought it would be most practical if I could share an actual conversation. But before I do that, keep in mind that if you're brand new to the business, like you just got started, it's your first week, your first month, you're not the one who actually has to perform all of these steps yourself. Sarah talks about this a lot. I know she did in the last training that we did together. It's not your job to be the movie. Your job is only to be the preview of the movie and to arouse some type of curiosity, to pique some type of interest, and then to get them plugged into the resources or tools we have, or your mentor to get them plugged into the tools or resources that we have. See, guys, one thing that we can really use to our advantage is that this is the foreign exchange industry. It's confusing. I don't know if any of you have tried to study this thing before, but it's hard to learn. It's hard to master unless it's something that you're naturally adept to. Okay. So if you're brand new starting out to this industry, particularly to Forex trading, you can literally use it in your advantage. And in fact, it is entirely in your advantage to play it dumb. The coolest thing that we have about this software is the fact that it can produce you results without you even knowing what the hell is going on. that's literally one of the most powerful things about this entire setup that we have here. So it's in your best interest to be able to leverage that. So how you do so, guys, it's by sharing with people your journey. You don't need to over exaggerate. That's another cool thing. In a lot of other companies, people would exaggerate their incomes, exaggerate the profits they were making in other Forex-based companies. All you need to do is be transparent, because if you're using this product correctly, it's bringing you good results. And I'm going to cover that at the very end of this call, exactly how to obtain that and ensure that the product is always bringing you good results. But so far as it is bringing you good results, your only job is to share that with people, and not in a way that's like, hey, you need to do this so I can get a residual check from you. But guys, it's literally rude not to share something that is improving your financial literacy, that is helping you save money to contribute towards your goals, that's making you hands-free, or not hands-free, but semi-automated profits in the largest financial markets in the world. Like, don't you agree it's rude not to tell people about that? So you hold that posture, you hold that stance. And when they ask you questions, you play it dumb. I literally just got started. I really don't know too much about foreign exchange. I don't really know too much about this industry, but check out this video. Or what you could say is, let me get you plugged into my mentor, the person who explained everything to me, edify them, and they'll be able to take it over from there. So I'm going to show you now like an actual example of how I do this. I get all my team to do this. I run competitions for my team. So leaders, like, this is a good idea. I run competitions where I tell people, whoever gets me in the most group chats for the week, I give them like a money prize or like some type of a prize. Because honestly, that's all they need to do. They need to pique interest, get them in a group chat with me, and from there I can handle the rest. And that's not my team being slack either. I would rather them do that so they don't have to learn from their own mistakes. They see it done correctly the first 10 times. You better believe that they're going to be self-sufficient at it on the 11th, right? So share screen time, desktop one. Okay, I'll move this out of the way. Okay, guys, so this is actually a conversation between my girl, China. China is just about Icon 150. She only got started a couple weeks ago. It's her first experience in the entire industry, including the Forex industry. And when I told her to play it to her advantage, she really took that on board. This girl has got me in at least 20 group chats this week, because all her friends know is that China doesn't know why she's making money on her demo account, but she's making money on her demo account. And they need to talk to China's friend who helped her make money on her demo account, right? So this is the introduction. Hello, Amy. This is Devin. He's interested in getting started in the business. Yes. Hey, Devin. It's a pleasure to connect with you. Do you have some time in mind today to check out the info? And we were going to chat and jump on a call, but he didn't get around to checking out anything. We didn't get around to getting on a call that day. So I said to him, do you know anything about Forex trading or investing? And he said, no, not at all, but I definitely want to learn. So what I did there was, you always want to open it up with a question when they put you in the group chat. Do you know anything about Forex trading or investing? Reason being, you can, one, save yourself time. If they already know everything about Forex trading and investing, you don't want to send them this 5-minute what is Forex video because it's wasting their time. You could simply get to the next step. So always find out where they're at. He said he didn't know anything. So I said, beautiful. Well, start with this very simple 5-minute video. If you guys don't know what this video is, it's really cool. It's animated, very easy to watch. And it gives a great explanation of, the breakdown of what this industry is. And then I said, and after that, I'll show you how we make automated income in this space without even learning the skill set. So he watched the video. Gonna watch it now. Sounds good. Get back to me after so I can share the next resource with you. So the thing that I do is, you don't want to send them everything all at once in one go. I mean, some people who are more like analytical will probably appreciate that. But I know for me, I like to build relationships with people that I'm talking, and I like to take them through step by step and address any question that they have at each one of the stages. And it's really not any more time consuming. In fact, it's less time consuming to do it this way because really there's only 2 to 3 steps before the close. So this is the second step. I just finished it. So foreign exchange is how you exchange and trade money on a budget. It's when it's the right time to trade and build your money up. Essentially, you probably have so many more questions, but this next video will explain how we're able to profit. So usually after they watch the first video, either they're like, okay, show me how you make automated income, or they have a bunch of questions. If they like really are super confused, what I'll do is I'll give them a practical example of how Darren actually traded foreign exchange when he was younger. So this is my example. If you don't have a personal example, I'm sure your upline does or your mentor, or if they don't, you can leverage mine. So when Darren was young, he's Korean, my husband, and he went over to Korea to visit his family, bringing over $100 with him. And while he was in Korea, his family looked after him. He actually didn't need to spend the money that he converted into the Korean won. So when he came back, he actually had the money to be able to convert back into USD. But during the time that he was away, the Twin Tower attack, the bombing actually happened. And as a lot of you probably know, when big news or catastrophic events happen to a country, it impacts the value of the currency pair. So when Darren came back to the US and exchanged his Korean won, he actually got $130 back. And he was like really confused, like he was a kid, like, you know, why did they make a mistake? Why do I have more money? And they explained, no, it's because the exchange rate changed. So I give them that story and then I explain to them. So obviously it wouldn't be a very, effective way to trade currency by manually traveling overseas and converting your dollars whenever the time is right. But because of the advancements in technology, we actually have all of these currency pairs available from the convenience of our phone. And we're able to actually read patterns, charts, and news to determine how currency is going to move and place trades for a profit. At that point, they understand. But honestly, like 85 to 90% of the time, I don't even need to explain that. I just say to them, I understand you have a lot of questions, but honestly, your questions don't really need answers. Just check out this video and it's going to explain how we profit in this space. You check out the video. There's a few more resources I can share with you, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Then we can get on a call. Okay, I'm going to start watching it now. Just finished. I'm going to start learning about trades. And then we just went a little bit more in depth. I asked him if he understands the way the software can help him make money with trading. I just wanted to clarify and find out where he's at. I answered his questions, and then generally after you share with them the software video and you answer their questions, they're either going to be ready to get started or they need 1 or 2 more exposures. And at the point when they need 1 or 2 more exposures, all you need to do is share the results with them. So for my team in particular, I know like most people on this group have the Market Hackers page. We personally have our own team page because our team is getting big enough now. We already have 1,000 prospects in it. So whether you have your own individual, whether you're using the Market Hackers one. So he literally looked at that. I shared the software with him. I shared the page with him, and literally, I didn't even have to ask him if he's ready to get started. He says, oh, okay, I think I'll go with the Hamilton software. Like literally that easy. So I just explained, does he want to go demo or live? And then, so this is my soft close method that I take people through. And this is, so he's already committed. He said, I want to get started on the Hamilton. So once they've committed, the next step is to be able to help them get plugged into the software, get them plugged into the demo account, get them plugged into the VPS, which is the 3-step system that we have. Obviously now, I'm not going to share this entire screen because there is a few changes, as you know, that we have recently experienced with regards to the Uphold method. I do believe that that is temporary, but okay. So let me explain, let me have a sip of water, and then I'm going to explain my method behind why I will actually not start by sending people my software link. And Sarah was confused by this at first, right, babe? You're like, you don't send them the software link first?
Yeah, no, but this method works like a charm. Like, I wish they would teach this in the whole company.
Okay. For me, I love psychology. I've been studying psychology for a long time. And what I know is like everybody loves to buy things, but nobody wants to be sold. And if the first thing you're sending them is a customer link, the first thing that they're going to think is, what are they making out of me? the first thing that you need to do is help them and show them that you're going to help them. So what I say is perfect. He said he's committed. Perfect. Let me send you the registration link. It's free to create a demo or live account. And whenever you're ready to fund it, I can help you do so. So before that, obviously, after he says he's committed, I established, does he want to do demo or live? He wants to try out a demo. So the first thing that I do is help him. I send him this registration link. I send him screenshots of exactly how to do it. Make sure you have these selected. Let me know when you're ready for the next step. So at that point, they get the email, with their login credentials. They log in. You walk them through creating their demo account. And then for me personally, what I like to do is, I'm getting a bit off track here, but I like to help my team actually set up their software from their end. Like, I'll get on Zoom, have them share their screen, and I'll read them their credentials and help them log into everything. So I'll have him email me his demo account details. And then what I'll say to them is, perfect. Okay, so you have that demo account number. What I need you to do is copy that number, because you need to paste it in your software back office. Do you see the transition there? Oh, it literally works every single time, I'm telling you. And then they're like, okay, sweet. And then from there, usually you would send them the software link and they just sign up. And then they can log into their back office and input the link. Now there is a different system when it comes to Uphold and signing people up with Uphold. So we do have 2 videos available. One of them explains how to create an Uphold account. And the second one explains exactly how to sign up for their software, access their back office, and then use their Uphold account to make the purchase. So instead of just sending them the software link straight up, my customer link or my team's customer link, now I will send them the Uphold registration link and the first video and say, you need to do this first. They do that. It takes less than 30 minutes to get verified if they live in the USA. From there, once they are verified, I usually get on a call with them, or if they don't want to get on a call, I will send them the second video, which explains how to sign up from the link using Uphold, and then I'll send them the link. And then I'll be like, let me know once you're in the back office, or I'm on the phone with them and then they're in the back office. I help them paste their demo or live account number in their back office under MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 licenses. Okay. And then from there, the final step is to acquire the VPS. And you do that however you do that. I use Aiden. Aiden is wonderful. Aiden is fast. Aiden helps me and my team. I love Aiden. If you don't know who Aiden is and you have VPS problems, Aiden is your man. So basically, then, you get all their credentials together and you launch them. But that's literally how you get them to sign up and press the button to actually sign up. So now they have signed up. What do we do with them once they've signed up? Because again, it's like this company, one of the reasons why I've been able to rank advance so quickly is because I don't have retention problems. Most companies, you're literally like a hamster on a wheel between the people quitting your business and the people who are coming into your business. But the thing is, with this company, as long as you get these people started correctly, the first time, they will stay and they will be happy and they will never quit your business. And you'll be able to scale it so quickly because you don't have to do damage control. You don't have to rebuild. You don't have to do shit. You just have to plug people in and do that system I told you. This is literally the easiest business in the world. So this is what you need to do to get them Face ID. I'm just getting used to this to get them started. Water. Okay. So this is my new enroller launch. I'm going to keep it very general because mine is team specific. So the first thing that I do when I get somebody started is I will add them to the Facebook groups. Well, hi Dan Forrest. Why are we viewing your screen? Can we not? Are you guys seeing this or is it just me?
Yeah, I see it. Dan, can you not share your screen?
Should I continue?
Go follow Dan.
Huh?
Go follow
Dan. Should I just continue?
Yeah, try exiting out of it.
I love your self-promotion there, Dan. That's beautiful.
I'm like,
everyone go follow
so
Dan.
Right,
I admire that. Okay. So what you want to do when you have a new person getting started, the first thing you want to do is get them plugged into the community. They need to see the amazing support that we have here. So I have my own personal Facebook group. For me, this is a personal preference. I don't like adding them to the big team page when my team is big enough. If you're not a leader and you don't have a big enough team page, plug them into the team page. For me, less is more. I fucking hate being in multiple Facebook groups. It confuses me. So the less groups, the better. I have a Facebook group for my team. I don't add them to Market Hackers. If you don't have your own team page, if you're not a big enough leader, if you're not like Icon 1500 or above, just add them to Market Hackers and then tag them in the pin post. If you have your own group, you need to have a pin post that is like a video that walks them through everything. I have my own video. I guess I can post it up in Market Hackers group so you all can see, or I can post it. I don't think I'll be able to post it in Messenger actually because it's too high quality of a video, so it'll glitch, but I'll post it in the group page so you can all check it out, any leaders who want to duplicate it. So add them to the group page, tag them, and then you also want to add them into the prospecting page if they haven't already been added, which usually they have been, but if they got on board before they even needed to see results, add them into that, explain the difference. You don't want people adding their prospects into your team page, okay? You don't want that happening. And surprisingly, it happens a lot. It seems obvious, but you need to explain the difference. So you're plugged into Facebook. You need to get them plugged into your chats. Again, I only use one chat, well, two. I have my Lady Boss chat, and then I have my team chat. And then from there, you need to be plugged into the Telegram chat. So everyone here, if you don't have Telegram, get Telegram, get plugged into the chat. Sarah has her own chats that she likes you plugged into. I have my team just plugged into one. Do whatever works for you. If you're on Sarah's team, do whatever works for Sarah. So it's very important that you're in these groups for updates pertaining to your software, as you know. So after that, once you get them plugged in, you want to get them set up on their software. So I have links in my new enroller launch that have the links to, you know, Australia for a demo or live account, international for a demo or live account, all the different brokers. I have the link for IO Finance. I basically have the process that I just walked you guys through, you know, my closing process. And then from there, I help them set up their Market Hackers VPS. Now, markethackers.info, it's great, but it's outdated. So we've actually put together videos that are start to finish, like mini video series, like everything you need. So simple, literally so simple to get the newest person set up. You don't need to help them. They can do it by themselves. An 11-year-old could do this with how simple we have made these videos, and we also have PDFs to back it up as well. So I will make sure all of you get those resources. Like I said, I personally like to get on a call with them as they set it up because it builds the relationship and it ensures that they have all of their questions answered. If they're setting up themselves, encourage them to ask questions and let them know no question's a stupid question. Ask away. Then there's the additional resources, the Silver Star software training, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then I have my Marketing 101 for beginners, which is, again, everything I just took you guys through. So I just explained to my builders how to get them plugged into the What is Forex video, asking them the question, do you know about Forex or investing? Send them the video, send them the AI video, get them plugged into the results, use my closing method. I share with them the compensation plan, if that's something that they endeavor to, partake in. And then from there, I explain, the hands-on aspect of Hamilton, which I will cover at the end of this call. So that's literally about it, guys. That's my method. It seems too simple, but that is all I do. I promise you. There's no magic. This isn't like a wish granting fairy godmother. It's very, very simple. I think people's biggest problem, I notice a lot of intelligent people and driven people, it's a human tendency for people of that caliber to overcomplicate things and to put an overly exerted amount of pressure on themselves. But it really is as simple as what I just portrayed. So systems, save yourself some time, energy, and money. Plug in, and I'm going to throw it back to Sarah for an amazing mindset training. And then at the end, I'm going to explain to you how literally no one in my team has been in any more than 20% drawdown in 2 weeks, and we're all still having amazing days. Everyone's having, minimum $50 weeks. I had a $30 day on my account using super conservative settings. I've been on 220 grid. This stuff is amazing. So I will get to that as well. And yeah, Sarah, take it away.
Yay. Thank you, Amy. That was exactly what I wanted you to go over. Everyone give it right back to Amy. She absolutely killed it. This is her first call that she's had this many people on the call, and I couldn't even tell that she was nervous, even though I know for a fact she probably was nervous. So please, guys, just go ahead and tell her how much you guys all appreciate her.
Follow me on Instagram, Amy Dangerfield, AMY Dangerfield, DANGER. There's 2 R's, Field. Amy Dangerfield with 2 R's.
Perfect.
Shout me out.
All right.
I'll be back.
Thanks, babe. All right, perfect. So I want to recap something that I've been helping out my newest member. So at first, I just take them at first, what I was doing, I was taking them to markethackers.info and having them just set up the software by themselves. Yes, you can do that, save yourself time, energy, and money. But I realized when most people were doing that, I come to find out after a week later, all of their settings is completely messed up. So what I'm doing now, exactly what Amy did, right when they sign up, I have them, number one, make a demo account. And then after they make their demo account, I plug it into their MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 licenses under their back office. And then after that, I help them set up their VPS through whatever VPS company you guys want to use. But I get all of those 3 steps done. Then after that, that's the hardest part. Have you guys noticed that's the most part that you struggle with signing up people through that software process? Is they always have trouble with the broker or they have trouble with the VPS. But once they plug in the VPS, after that, the settings are pretty much step by step. So after I get them set up with the VPS, then I just plug them into a little PDF guide that we have that shows step by step in picture format that I've been using. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my mindset training. This is very important, and I haven't had a mindset training with my team since I started. And as you guys know, mindset is the only thing that's going to get you to the top. That's going to help you surpass all the negativity. That's going to be able to help you develop that rhino-proof skin that literally just bounce off all the negative energy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you guys. I came up with this training for the past week. I actually got it from 3 different mentors of mine that I incorporated all into one. So let's pull up my notes really fast. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Perfectly? Perfect. Okie dokie. So as you guys know, in the world of network marketing, there's a lot of people that get in and don't go through the journey to the point to get them where they actually want to go, right? As you guys know, you have to legit grow through what you go through. Like I always say, you have to commit to this journey. Know that you're going to be transforming more and more every single day. So you can't give up on yourself during the transformation stage. And that's where most people give up, and it's so sad. But the transformation stage is going to be absolutely powerful, and that's where you're going to learn most of your skill sets. But you're going to struggle a lot, and you're actually going to learn a lot during this process, okay? When I came into Silver Star, which is now AI Globals, literally almost a month ago, more than a month ago, January 1st, I didn't have any other choice only to make this work. No plan B, just AI Global Markets. And that's the mindset you have to have in this business, okay? You have to be willing to go all in, and you cannot come into this business with a half-ass attitude, okay? If you're coming into this business where you're not willing to give it your all, I don't want to sound blunt, or I do want to sound blunt, but you could probably just quit now, because you're not going to go all the way to the top if you're coming into this with only giving it 50% of your effort, okay? Now, with this industry, I just love the concept that you have the platform to truthfully help others, okay? Doesn't matter your background, your race, the education you have. This is something where everyone can win extremely big. This is something that you can get in and start from scratch and make your way all the way up to the top. This is something where you can make the most money in such a short period of time. And corporate America doesn't really allow you to do that kind of thing. It's going to take you about 20 to 30 years to actually do so. Like I heard from my mentor, if you survive network marketing for 10 years, you will be wealthy beyond your wildest imagination, okay? It took me 6 years 6 years to understand, to fully understand this industry. Literally 6 years. I got into this industry at 18 years old. I'm 25 now. It took more than 6 years. But the best advice that I learned is do not compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 12. That always helped me out a lot when it came to my success. I would always compare myself to other people. But now it's all about just helping others that there is, and just helping them out and letting them know and letting them understand that there is a process that they are going to have to go through to grow through. That's going to allow them to get them where they actually want to go. And so a lot of you are actually going through this process right now where you kind of feel like you want to give up, but you can't give up. You got to keep pushing. And here's what's going to allow you to keep pressing forward and to actually stay in the game, even when things aren't taking off for you. You have to begin with the end in mind. You guys, stop blowing up my phone. I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode. Okay. You have to begin with the end in mind. I want you guys to write that down. Okay? Like you hear from all the top leaders, we already had a clear picture of what the end result looked like. It doesn't matter all the things that we have to go through. When I joined AI Global Markets, I pictured myself on day 1 already seeing the checks. I just hit Icon 10 last week. But when I joined this company, I already saw myself being Mogul 10, being a top leader. Because if I didn't see myself there, I would never amount to it. Okay? I already feel how it felt to accomplish that. We are already living that type of lifestyle in our mind. It's all just waiting for the physical equivalent to take place. I'll repeat that one more time. We already are living all that type of lifestyle in our mind. Live it in your mind. It's all just waiting for the physical equivalent to take place. So you have to see the future before it actually happens. Does that make sense? Okay. You have to be in the right environment, always surrounding yourself with other people that are already successful. And if you're not around them, like myself, I remember in my previous companies, I was never around people. So I have to be constantly listening to these people on YouTube. And if you're a girl, find a girl mentor in this industry and copy exactly what she's doing. Elena Cardone is my absolute favorite. I go to sleep every single night listening to that woman's voice. I'm not always around 6-7 figure earners, and that's okay. That's why YouTube is going to be your best friend. Okay. Make sure that you are listening to the right information and constantly growing your mind. If you guys want to go ahead and write these people down, Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone, Max Knowles. Max Knowles is in a different company, but I have learned every single skill set that I have when it comes to network marketing from Max Knowles. He is a phenomenal leader and an absolute badass. Like, I've learned all my sales and psychology from that guy. Obviously, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Eric Worre. That's the top 5 that I like to listen to and that I've learned the most from. But a lot of people, a lot of people are like, well, Sarah, this isn't working out for me. And I ask them, like, have you picked up a book? Have you tried educating yourself on this profession? Like I say all the time, if you're treating it as a hobby, it's going to pay you as a hobby. This has taken me 4 years to really master. Are you willing to go through that? You guys, if you want the 6-figure income, you gotta work for it. You gotta be willing to go through all the obstacles, because every single top leader started from the bottom and is going through exactly what you're going through right now. So like I said before, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 12 that has already experienced what you're going through. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, that's probably a huge indicator on why you're not growing or why your business isn't growing. Straight up, just like it says, thoughts are things. If I want to change things in my life, I first have to change my thoughts, right? We all know this quote from Think and Grow Rich. I started to listen and read a whole lot more 4 years ago. Like we all say, the information that we have listening to is the reason why we are here today, why I'm at where I'm at today. Leaders are readers. It's a common trend. When things are not going well, things are just, and it seems like things are just going to shit in your head, you can always borrow from the vision of the future, borrow from the promise of the future, which will allow you to engage in activities of today. Okay? You just have to have desire plus skills times faith, and that equals success. So really ask yourself, what is your burning desire? You know, what's the obsessions that you have? You have to be so obsessed with wanting to succeed or it's not going to happen. You have to have that willpower. If you're coming into this business and not have a single reason why you want to make more money, chances are you're never going to make money. So come into this business and have a huge why, have a huge reason on why you actually want to win big with this. What's the obsession that you have? Now you have to add the skill, and this goes back to the process. Through the process that you're going to have to develop the skill. Can you guys please mute your mics if you're getting on the call? That would be great. But yeah, you have to go through the process of failing and trial and error. That is part of the game. And if you're not willing to go through trial and error, guys, can you please mute your mics if you're getting on the call? It's like one of my worst pet peeves. Thank you. But you have to learn the skills, you know, knowing how to interact with people, knowing how to close, knowing how to prospect, knowing how to brand yourself. That all takes time, you know. And my best advice is stop being so hard on yourself, okay? Just give yourself time to fully understand how to do this industry, okay? Stop comparing your success to other people that have been in this game for 5 to 6 years. We all started from the bottom, just like I said. Half of the top income earners I started working with, I started working with them when I first got into this industry when they were nothing, just boys with dreams. I remember 18 years old, half the top income earners I know in this industry, I knew when they were absolutely nothing. So it's amazing to see how much they've grown and how much income they have generated in the past 4 years. Now, some people just want to make $1 million in one day and learn the skill set overnight, and it's not going to happen. The skill is literally developed over time. You just have to have the desire now, and that's great, but you need the skill. And you need the skill. That's super important. And like I said before, and then times that by faith. Faith is everything you need to succeed in this business. And faith comes from hearing. So the more times I heard it over and over and over again, kept saying this to myself, that auto-suggestion that you learn to think and grow rich, saying it to myself over and over and over again and repeating it, having it on index cards. This is what, guys, can you please mute yourself? That'd be great. Again. Thanks. So this is literally what my whole entire room looks like. I have my vision board where I want to go. I've actually accomplished a lot of that stuff on my vision board already, but this is my board. I'm constantly saying this stuff out loud every single day. I have my goals. This is my goals all written down. I read this out loud every single day. And then I also read out loud what I'm grateful for every single day. And then I have my affirmations all on my board that I read out. So make sure that you're putting stuff all around your house that's constantly reminding you of where you're going. But like I said before, let's see, where are my notes? Yeah, so having it on index cards, having it on signs anywhere where I can actually see the end result. And that led to the actual success that I'm here today. You just have to have that magnificent obsession. And this thing does work, but it takes some time, guys. You have to be persistent and consistent with everything you're doing and understand that the end result, it's gonna take place. And most people quit before they actually get there, okay? Persistence is the seed of faith. If I believe it's going to happen, I'm going to continue to keep going. If I believe that I'm going to be successful, quitting is not an option for me. I'm going to keep on going every single time, no matter what happens. Okay, keep on going. Now, all the knowledge that I learned from the PD, you have to take action on it. You know, applied knowledge is power. No, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. When you actually go learn the knowledge and you apply it to your life, don't just read the books. You actually have to go take action on what you read in the books. I have learned everything just by going out in the field and playing the damn game of striking out and hitting home runs. You know, you got to play the game. You got to be willing to get your feet dirty. Go all in, get muddy, get dirty. You got to do this thing, and you have to fail forward. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. If you stay in your little tiny circle and you're not willing to fuck up, you will never know the potential you have. Guys, my first time public speaking, I say this story all the time. Number one, I literally forgot my name on stage, and I literally like wanted to throw up. Like I legit forgot my name. Like that's how scared I was. But I kept on going. And the second time public speaking, I messed up again. And then I started doing Zoom calls. And the first Zoom call I did, I got so scared that I pretended that my Wi-Fi went off. And I just closed off the call with like 50, 60 people on the call. And I was like, I don't want to ever do that again. But as scared as I was, I kept doing it and doing it and doing it because I knew after repetition, I would end up getting it right. And now I love public speaking. It's exhilarating, but I would have never known I had that skill if I would have never stepped outside of my comfort zone. Does that make sense for you guys? Cool. Awesome. So now where the knowledge is going to come from? By going out in the field and playing the game, just like I said. Now, modeling knowledge, super important. I didn't have hundreds of dollars in the bank or was successful. So I modeled someone who had every single thing that I wanted. And boom, then I started receiving everything that they had. Now, teaching knowledge, you will learn more when you actually teach something. Don't go from learn knowledge. Don't go from learn knowledge to teaching knowledge. You have to learn, take action, and then teach it. And trust me, you will feel so much more comfortable when you do. When you learn something and go take action on it and then actually teach it. Now, find someone worth modeling where you become someone worth modeling. Write that down. I love that quote. Find someone worth modeling where you become someone worth modeling in the future. And that's where the big money comes into play. When you will have influence, when you start mentoring, when you start teaching people how to be you and how to succeed, that's a whole nother level of success that we're all aiming for, right? Now, when you start the activity, you have to continue the activity. And you can only go where you guys can see. I just made a post on this earlier today. It's like driving in the fog. You already know it's there. You've seen people do it before, but it's kind of blurry for you. So you have to slow down. But when the fog clears, you can accelerate and move faster. And that goes back to your vision. Have a vision board. Place things all around your house that remind you where you're going. You have to continuously live in your future. And when you lose sight to where it is that you're going and you start focusing on your present situation, now all of your thoughts are geared to what is not happening in your life as opposed to what is going to happen, okay? So you become what you think about. Where do thoughts come from? So they come from your five senses, as they teach in Think and Grow Rich. So every time I see something, it provokes a thought. Every time I hear something, it provokes a thought. So put things around you that remind you of what you want to become and who you want to become. Go sit in the damn G-Wagon and picture yourself already having it. Smell it, touch it, lick it, feel it. Whatever you want to do, take pictures in it as if it's yours. Go in the dream home that you want. Walk around and smell it and see yourself walk around the stairs and visualize yourself as if you're already living there. Because if you're not experiencing being a millionaire, it's going to be hard to become one. Okay? So constantly just go put yourself in situations that make you feel like a damn millionaire. Stop listening to everyone around you. Only the ones that have what it is that you want. You need people around you who tell you, Amy, you're a freaking millionaire. You can do it. Mike Sancho calls me every single day and says, Sarah, you're a millionaire. Sarah, you're a millionaire. Sarah, you're Mogul 25. Oh, you're Mogul 25. And every single day, it's a morning phone call that I get all the time. Conceive it. Believe it. Okay? Now, the people who don't believe in you, you need to legit delete them out of your life. Misery loves company, and they are dragging you down. So your friends and family are going to be the first people that tell you that this thing doesn't work. You're wasting your money. It's a scam. That's too risky. Well, the biggest risk of it all is not taking a risk, okay? Now, the cool thing about it, don't disown them. Don't disown your family and get pissed off, but have a season of separation from them. And you have to make your goals so big that yesterday dies. Surround yourself with people that celebrate your goals instead of, tear down your goals. And that's why I love this company so much, because we have that. We do that every single day. I have people that are always like, why do I always have to read that book? And I have some negative people, of course, we're always going to get it. Why do I have to read that book? Why do I have to do that? And it's so important that to feed your subconscious mind with good information at all times. And it's the only thing that's going to make doubt rebound off of you, is always reading the right information. Now, the information that you listen to every single day is going to form the action that you take every single day. You have to be listening to books and listen to audios every single day. Subconsciously, when you're constantly putting that audio into your head, you're going to start remembering things. Like sometimes you don't think that you are retaining any of the information, but then after a week, 2 weeks go by, you're talking to someone and you start spitting out this knowledge and you're like, where did this come from? That's from continuously listening to the right information, okay? And the cool thing about it, if you don't listen to the right information, you're going to be listening to yourself and you're getting advice from a broke person, okay? So if you're listening to your own thoughts, the little devil in your head, if you haven't read Outwitting the Devil, it's absolutely amazing. But if you don't take advice, if you don't listen to books, you're going to keep listening to yourself. And right now we're broke. We're not all broke, but you get what I mean. But you want to keep raising your belief level, speak the right words and have the right emotions. And those come from reading, like I said before. Start believing and believing. Start believing and believing and have faith. All things are possible to the ones who believe and conceive. And you just have to have patience, constant activity mode, stay inspired, stay exposing 2 people a day. That's 180 people in 90 days, guys. It all comes down to how bad do you really want it? That causes you to really take massive action. Get your butt up and get to do it and get to it. Stop with the whole entire excuses. Excuses will not pay your bills and create you the 6-figure income that you want, okay? You'll be comfortable around people that are just like you, but your comfort zone is your broke zone. Write that down. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. So let's get uncomfortable, okay? If you're comfortable at where you're at, you have to continuously want more or you will never get more. And how you see yourself is how others are going to see you as well. You believe in yourself more than anyone believes in you, okay? Make sure you're always staying connected with the top leaders. Stay plugged in, constantly seeing what the end result looks like. You know, I'm constantly always looking at the top leaders in the company and seeing like, oh my God, my life is about to be like that. I stay inspired. The only reason that you might have self-doubt were because the things that you would listen to, the things you would see. So if you want to start seeing a change in yourself, you have to change the things you listen to, change the things you see, change the people around you. A winner can spot another winner, okay? You got to put yourself in the situation where leaders can actually see you performing. My main goal is to work with the top leaders. I know that the top leaders will only work with me if I step up my game and I show them that I want to work. So I recommend if you want a leader to really like pour into you, make sure that you show them that you want to work, because if you want to be recognized, show us you want to work, because I'm going to be real. I really don't spend time on anyone who wants to be babies and cry the whole time. Focus your energy on the ones that are hungry and ready to grind their booties off. So just start educating yourself, guys. Think and Grow Rich. Your first year in network marketing, Magic of Believing. Let's see, the Strongest Secrets by Earl Nightingale. John C. Maxwell. All of his leadership books are phenomenal. And some of you guys might shake your heads like, yeah, okay, I'll go read the books, but don't ever go read the books. It's literally key. And don't just listen to them and hear them just once. Like Your Wish is Your Command from Kevin Trudeau. I've literally heard that audio 20 times. I literally listen to it every night if I'm not listening to Elena Cardo. So everything we know is from reading and educating ourselves, guys. So that's why I mentioned, you guys might get annoyed from me saying this 100 times, but that's just telling you how important it is to go pick up the freaking book and start getting educated on growing your mind, okay? So find books that speaks to you and meditate to it and master that audio. Sometimes, when you read a book, you might not understand it, but if you read it 2-3 times, you'll start noticing different things in the book that you didn't understand the first time, and you can start picking up on it. And this is another thing that I want you guys to write down is the win formula. You have to be willing. You have to take initiative and never quit. There's also a good quote. Let me pull up my notes really fast. I really like this quote too. I posted this today. So man can create nothing which he does not first conceive, and the impulse of thought. Man's thought impulses begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent, whether those thoughts are voluntary or involuntary. I like that quote a lot. And then I also like this quote as well. Your burning desire is an accurate picture of what you will one day become. And your mind is like a garden. You got to plant the seeds. So make sure you're constantly, feeding your brain the right information. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave it off with before I get Dylan on the call, my goal card. Put a 111 in the chat box if you guys have a goal card. This is cool beans. What is a goal card? Perfect. I'll go over that right now. So a goal card is your goal card. So basically what it says by 10/27/2019, I will be earning $50,000 a month per month. In return for this money, I will give back to so many people, share love with the world, and not become ignorant. To the best of my ability, I believe that I will have this money. My faith is so strong, I could see it with my eyes. I could touch it with my hands. It is now transferring to me as I deliver the service in return for it. Thank you, Lord, I believe. A goal card. Just writing your goals with the intended date that you want to complete it and reading it aloud every single day. I also have it in my mirror in the car, and I read it to myself every single time I get in the car. So with that being said, guys, I know this information was very repetitive and I kept saying the same things over and over again, but please, take what I gave to you and run with it and really start learning how to develop the right mindset. So just go ahead and type a 555 if this got any value from this training tonight. Cool beans. Okay, awesome. So the next speaker I have coming on, Amari and Dylan. I don't know which one wants to go first. I think Dylan. But with that being said, this is a software training. It was literally an all-in-one training. So for the one who just said, is this a software training? Yes. If you want to be ignorant, you can get off the call. I don't really care. This is to train my team. If you don't want to be on the call, get off, okay? I don't really care. This is the all-in-one training. So with that being said, I'm going to bring on Dylan and Amari. These guys have absolutely been killing it with their team. I think they made like $400, $500 in the past 3 weeks with the strategy that they've been using for Hamilton. They're going to go over that, and they're also going to go the differences between Hamilton and Benjamin just briefly. And then Amy's going to get back on and go over her strategy on how to have not so big of drawdown. I'm sorry the call is really long, but hey, we're getting as much knowledge as we can. We get this training every single Wednesday. I look forward to it. With that being said, I'm going to bring on Dylan. This guy's an absolute beast. I was in my previous company with him, and his work ethic is absolutely unmatched. He's super inspirational, an amazing leader. Same with Amari. I'm kind of mind blown that I have him in my business today. The guys are absolutely phenomenal. So with that being said, Dylan and Amari, whoever wants to talk first, go for it, buddy.
Awesome, Sarah. Thank you for that information. First of all, I just want to say I took Amy and Sarah, you guys killed it. I took notes on top of notes on top of notes. An hour into the call, and we're still 100 deep. Let's go. By this time in other endeavors, half the people get off the call, but you guys are on this call because you guys want to hear value. You guys got tremendous value from these two boss ladies, and they're completely rocking it. So hope you guys took notes. My name is Dylan. I've been involved already for about 45 days, and I'm absolutely loving this company. So what I'm going to touch on today is the difference, kind of touch on the difference between the Hamilton software, the Benjamin software, and wouldn't say I discovered a strategy, but kind of setting my grids on these different settings on how we were able to have not a huge amount of profits, but $400 or $500 in the last 3.5 weeks. And so the first thing I'm going to go touch on is the Hamilton software, right? Hamilton software is a software where you're going to be taking monthly bi-monthly withdrawals, right? This is something that you're going to be making around $300 to $700 a month. And you're going to have your grid settings. So the grid settings that myself and my business partner, we put on our Hamilton account, we run the 60 grid setting, right? So the first thing I like to do, I'm going to share my screen in 2 seconds. The first thing I like to do is come on here, Forex Factory, and understand, guys, I've been trading for about 15, 16 months, so this may be a little bit new to you, but this is definitely a great resource you guys can go. It's called forexfactory.com. This is going to give you major news events. So what I like to do is check for the red folders, right? So you see red folders. As we know in Hamilton, we trade Euro USD, USD JPY, and AUD USD. So I come on here and look for the red folders at the start of the week, and I know what's going to go for that week. So as you see the red folders right here, you have AUD news, you have USD news and stuff like that. So I know at the beginning of the week, I can run my grid settings on 60. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive, right? But now when there's news, for example, on AUD is a pair we like to trade, that's on the Hamilton settings. We now change our grid settings to 200 for that day. Why? It's going to be a little bit less aggressive. As we know, news can really make the market super volatile, swing in all these different directions. So it's better to be safe than to kind of risk your whole account. So that's why we go 60, run between 60 and 80 grid settings, and then 200 when the news comes out. I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. The first couple weeks, I had no idea what I was doing, had the grid settings all messed up. It's okay. And took a small account out on news, but we learned a strategy from it, right? You don't want to take your losses as losses, take them as learning lessons. So you don't do it in the past, so you don't do it again in the future. And then you can go and teach your team so they don't go through these mishaps, right? You go through it yourself. Now you teach it to your team so they don't do it and they're profitable. So the next thing I'm going to go through is the Benjamin software. What the Benjamin software is it does about 8 to 15% a month. Think of this as the Benjamin software long-term, right? Don't have this short-term vision. Think more long-term with this, 2 to 3 to 4 year plan. So I'm going to pull up a Forex calculator, and I'm going to show you the power of this, right? So let's say we start with let's say $2,000 in the Benjamin account, right? Let's say it does 12% a month, right? 12% a month is not going to sound like a lot of money on $2,000. Right now, like I said, see the long-term vision. The profits at the beginning are not going to be as what you think they are, right? So think about 12% a month. Now let me put something in retrospect for you guys. The average investment does 10 to 15% a year, not a month. In one full year, average investments do 10 to 15%. We're doing about 10 to 15% a month. So I'm going to say 12% on a $2,000 account, and let's go for 36 months. So you see the power of this. Month one, you didn't make a lot of money, right? You made $240. Not terrible, but maybe it's not what you're looking for. Month three, your account's at only $2,500. Now you may be having those self-doubts like Sarah was talking about. Where's this money that was promised? The software should be making X amount of money. Guys, now you start scrolling. By month 12, you do this for 1 year, your account's now over near $8,000, right? Year two, your account is now at $30,000. And year three, month 36, your account is almost $120,000, right? So look at the power of that. Don't look at this as, don't be small-minded to it. Give it time. Give it time. And you're not going to get rich quick. That's not what this is. But if you stick with it, you let it go, it is a get rich, right? And that's what we're trying to do here with the software. We're trying to have passive income come on the side. And with, like Amy touched on before, if you're not sharing this with other people, you're being selfish, right? I think people have a problem. I don't want to say a problem, but what do people want more? People always complain they want more money. What do we have? We have a solution for the average person. They don't have to put the time to learn the skill set. They can plug into this, plug into the software and have their money start working for them. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up my business partner, Amari. I've been rocking with this guy for about a year now. We've worked in a different company. We weren't working together, but we became really close, developed an awesome relationship. And now I'm so blessed that we're able to work together in this company and absolutely explode this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it back to Amari. Stop sharing my screen real quick. He's on a plane, by the way, so I don't know if he's gonna have the. I don't know if he's gonna have. Okay, there he is.
Yo. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Can you guys see me?
No.
Talk about making money from anywhere in the world.
Yo, hello.
We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? I know you guys can hear the plane stuff in the background, but I just wanted to keep it really simple, right? And I'm on a plane right now. I'm 30 feet in the air, 30,000 feet in the air, and man, it's just incredible, man. I want to give it back to Dylan, I want to give it back to Amy, and I want to give it back to Sarah because I know the call is long, but they're giving great value, and I was even late to this call. I was on the plane. I was trying to get the Wi-Fi to keep trying to get on. But what Dylan said was very important, right? And I want to give you two things. Maybe three, but keep this real short. I'm going to give you two ways to make money with AI, and I explained this to my group chat earlier. I said this can either be two things. This could be something where it can be hands-free and you won't make as much money, or in terms of you won't make the $700 weeks, the $600 weeks, the $500 weeks, or you can manage it, micromanage it, and you can make a lot of money. With us putting our grid settings at about, 60 to 80, we take the risk of micromanaging it, but we don't mind being in $100 drawdown. So mindset, if you're micromanaging the software, you're going to make more money, but you have to micromanage it. You have to look at Forex Factory, right? You have to have the VPS downloaded on your phone because you can't have, unless your computer has Wi-Fi and you're carrying it around with you, you can't change the grid settings if you're on, if you're at work or if you're with your kids or whatever you're doing. And importantly, you guys need to have this little pen right here, right? My fingers are too big for my cell phone, so this pen helps me out a lot. And I know this may seem like very minute. This little pen thing that I can touch on my screen is very important, right? Because it allows me to play with my phone. Anything to make it convenient for me to change my settings to 200 when I need to. Now, first thing is, if your account is less than 20%, less than 10%, less than even 30% in drawdown, you don't really have to worry about it, right? Big drawdown happens when you're over 30%, and then you want to put your grid at 200 because it will stop cost averaging. This is okay. You guys heard that? So let me finish real quick. So just make sure that your grid settings are where they need to be when you are micromanaging it, right? And then when you're not micromanaging it, you want to have your grid settings above 200. And the last thing I say before I am gonna roll, I'm gonna try to. Last thing I say before I hop off this call, right? I'm gonna say the more money you have in your account in Hamilton, the more money you can make. I have a girl that has $3,000 in her account. I have a lady that has $3,000 in her account, and she made $70 in one day, right? And she hasn't touched her grid settings. Her grid settings are at 35. It's because she has more money in her account, right? So, guys, thanks for hopping on. I want to say everybody's doing great. Listen, we got dedication. I know I may be loud. I may be, doing the damn thing on the plane, but listen, 30,000 feet in the air. I'm excited. I'm pumped up, and this is the opportunity that you have of a lifetime. The thing with this, the thing with this company is that a lot of people will not quit. The retention rate is going to be amazing. So if you miss out on the wave, there isn't going to be nobody to enroll, right? Because nobody is quitting. So plant your flag now, make it happen, get this to as much people as you can, and we're going to sign this whole freaking plane up. Watch me. Let's go. I'm out. Throwing it back to Dylan.
Sarah, do you want me to just do
Last
this?
thing, put a 4 in the group chat if you got value from today.
My group chat's not working, but 4. I got value.
I got that.
Thank you for that, Amari. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back to I think Amy was gonna close out this call with her training that she does for drawdown. So Amy, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Spill the nuggets.
Cool. So you guys like literally covered most of what I was gonna say anyway. I don't really want to contradict anything that anybody said because my method it's pretty much the same. It's just a tiny little bit different. So just do whatever your upline says. If it's working for them, it's probably going to work for you as well. I'm just going to show you what's working for me and what's working for my peeps. So share screen. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to download this, which is my document. If you want this and you don't have it, I can share it with you. I posted it in the group recently, but hold on. Okay. Can you guys see the whole screen or is the chat box blocking it? Sarah, can you see the whole screen?
Yeah, I can see the whole screen.
Okay, cool. So this is my method to be self-sufficient with Hamilton, avoid drawdown, and maximize profits. So like they were both saying, I don't necessarily rely on the Telegram. I think it's a really good habit for people to get into checking the news every day anyway. I personally don't use the website that was recommended. What I've found is that sometimes there are news events for some reason that aren't mentioned there. I don't know why. But this is the website that I use, which is, hold on, I'm just trying to move this so I can read it. I believe it's the one from FX, Daily FX. So basically what I'll do is every day I'll go to this website. I teach my team to go to this website and then I will change my time zone accordingly to whatever it needs to be. So for me, I'm in Hawaii, so GMT 10. And then it tells me the news for the day. And then exactly as they described, I will just check. There's been a lot of news lately. There's been a lot of drama. But what can you do? So let me just open this document back up. So that's the first step that I will usually take people through. It's important that they're aware of what news events are going to be going down. Desktop not available. Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, I have to get my notes back up. Re-download this. Super important to be aware of what's going to be going down for the day. Honestly, like Hamilton, yeah, it's a bit more hands-on, but with the rate of ROI, it's honestly so worth it. This stuff takes maybe 30 minutes out of your entire week. That's the hands-on aspect. It's kind of complicated at first, but honestly, it's just a little bit of repetition. By the time you do it like 3 times, you're going to know what you're doing. So check the news. And then from there, if there is an orange or red folder news event correlated with these currencies, you set an alarm to adjust your settings 1 hour prior to these events taking place. So guys, if you're unavailable to adjust your settings at the time, you need to ask your mentor if they can access your VPS on your behalf to do it for you, or you just need to change it at your latest possible convenience. Like if you know that there's news in 3 hours and you have work in an hour, just change it before you go to work. It's pretty simple. So for me, my method that I use is if it's an orange folder news event, I change the grid to 150, but that's only if I'm trading 2 pairs. I made this document when we were mostly trading 2 pairs. Lately, we've been trading 3. So if there was an orange folder news event and I was trading 3 pairs, I would actually elevate this, because usually if there was 2 pairs being traded and a red folder news event, I would adjust the grid to 220 and I would close out any trades that are at a profit or small loss. However, if there is 3 pairs being traded and there's an orange folder news event, I will adjust my grid to 220. And if there is a red folder news event, I'll adjust my grid to at least 350. It depends on account size. Like if your account is 500 or smaller, then you need to have at least 400 grid size during news if you have 3 currency pairs being traded. That's just going to protect you. It's going to ensure that nothing bad's going to happen. And guys, you don't need to close out of big trades. You don't. Like, I don't know. Like, this is contrary advice to what some people give. They're like, if you made your ROI for the day, you can close out of big trades. I've been doing this method for 2 weeks. If there is, I will only close out trades during a red folder news event if it's like only up to 1/4 of the profits that I made for that day. Because as long as you have your grid setting really, really high, Hamilton isn't going to try to cost average. It's not going to enter multiple trades. And basically, yeah, it's going to shoot up. But as long as you have these conservative grid settings, even if it's a volatile market, what that means is the trade isn't going to go rogue on you. It's not going to cause any damage. Like, for example, one of my girls, Stephanie Hales, I believe she's on the call. We had some trouble with her account. And I love this because this just goes to show that this product isn't perfect. The first day we all got started, we didn't know about this hands-on aspect. We all damn near blew our accounts first day due to the news. She had a little bit left over in her account, retopped it up, but we had some leftover trades in drawdown and we just left them there. We left some of them there. There was no need to close the loss after we topped up the account. And over time, leaving the software on with conservative settings, Hamilton continued bringing in profits. And then when the time was right, Hamilton cost averaged out that large trade. So you guys don't need to close large losses necessarily. If your upline told you to, maybe do that because I don't want to contradict what they're saying, but I don't, and it works for me and it works for my people. In the last 2 weeks of doing this, no one has had any more than 20% drawdown. And even if they've had 20% drawdown, it has not affected their profitability margin whatsoever. So I also implement this process on Thursday and Friday prior to the markets closing, and that's honestly about it. So yeah, I'm going to throw it back to Sarah to close out the call, and thank you guys so much for listening. And if anybody needs these documents, reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever.
Yay. Thank you, Amy. That call was absolutely amazing. Guys, I hope that helped out tremendously. I know this has helped me out a lot as well. So with that being said, it's been over an hour and 20 minutes. Holy cow, time flies by.
Sorry, man, on this side or the other side?
What?
Between me and the Tana.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, man. All right. Mahalo. Yes. Okay, guys. So with that being said, thank you all for getting on the call. I love every single one of you guys. Amy. Oh, am I muted? Oh, no. We have these calls every single Wednesday. I make sure I post the whole entire flyer on the Market Hackers page. Feel free to share with all your teams. And next week, I'll make sure that I upgrade my Zoom so 500 plus can get on the call. I have a flight at 6 a.m. to go to Hawaii to see Amy. I wish you guys all much success with this business. And like I said, get knowledgeable, guys. Get educated on what you're selling. Know your shit and work your ass off, okay? Love you guys.
Let's go!
Woo!
Let's go!
Okay, let's go.
See ya.
Bye.